yesterday by unknown assailants at his home. It is alleged two gun-toting assailants ambushed the deceased's family last night at their rental two-bedroom house at a Milimani estate in Kitengela town. They are said to have gained entry after knocking the door and the officer's wife opening it. The officer is said to have returned home drunk, and by the time the assailants knocked the door, he was sleeping on the sitting room sofa set. The thugs demanded for money from the wife. The widow gave them 9,000 shillings and made a 1,000 shilling mobile phone transfer as well.
Kwamba amezidiwa pale kwa kiti, tukambeba tukamleta kwa gari ambayo sasa gari hii ilimpeleka mpaka kule Osi, na mzee akaweza kujaribu kuangaliwa na daktari. Daktari alipokuwa anajaribu kuangalia, ikawa mzee hapo ndio alimpatikana kwamba maisha akawa amepoteza maisha.
The Cabinet Secretary in charge of Transport and Infrastructure, James Macharia, has expressed concern about the delayed completion of the 47-kilometer Ruiru-Githunguri road that's in Kiambu County. Speaking in Githunguri, CS Macharia, who inspected the road on Friday, said that the highway, which connects the busy Thika Superhighway, is designed to deflect traffic going into Nairobi. Among other major highways that the government is counting on to decongest the city is the southern, northern, western and eastern bypasses, which are major dual carriage investments. He promised to work with the contractor to fast-track the completion of the road.
The total kilometers, I said, is 47 kilometers of this road from Ruiru to upwards. But more importantly, it is actually designed to deflect traffic going into the city of Nairobi. So we committed as a government 3.9 billion shillings for the construction of this road. Because if you look, it is touching on the Thika Superhighway, and then on the other side touching the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. And so the traffic coming from Mount Kenya region, then the north, after completion of this road, we do not have to have that traffic going into the city of Nairobi.
Now, the Business Daily is aiming to inspire innovation, leadership and entrepreneurship among the youth. The managing editor of the paper, Ngangambugwa, says the daily aims to motivate readers to think differently on how they can turn the country around by driving innovation into the future. He was speaking at the Business Daily conference held at the University of Nairobi earlier today.
How can we turn around our country and create possibilities today, tomorrow, and in the future? And the reason I'm happy that you guys have come to this meeting is because I want you to start a journey that will transform this country through three things: innovation, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And that is what the Business Daily is about.
Let's now have a look at the day's sports. Frenchman Sébastien Mignard and his Congolese counterpart Florent Mbenge have a tough balancing act on their hands tonight as Kenya plays Democratic Republic of Congo in the final practice match at 7 p.m. ahead of the 2019 African Cup of Nations. Mbenge and Mignard will have to choose between asking for a winning performance from their boys or holding back as a precautionary measure to avoid their players sustaining any injuries before the start of the tournament. Mignard has made it clear that he will not adopt the safety-first approach, but everyone knows that victory will be very much on the minds of Harambee Stars supporters. The match will be staged in Madrid, Spain, where the Leopards are currently holding their pre-tournament preparations. Egypt is gearing up to host the 24 teams and their fans for the Africa Cup of Nations tournament, the fourth time it has held the competition and the first time since the year 2006. From upgrading infrastructure and using a new online ticketing system, the tournament organizers have spent 3 months upscaling venues which are expected to hold a minimum of 20,000 fans at a time. The tournament begins on the 21st of June and matches will be held in 6 stadiums across 4 cities. Stadium entrances have been expanded and new access points created to quickly transport fans to and from the stadiums. Egypt has extensive football facilities, although in recent years attendances at local matches have been restricted because of security concerns. And still on football, with Neymar watching from afar, it was Felipe Coutinho who came through for Brazil in the Copa America opener with 2 quick goals after the team was jeered by local crowd. At halftime, Coutinho helped Brazil overcome the absence of the injured Neymar in Brazil's 3-0 win over Bolivia on Friday. Coutinho converted a penalty kick awarded by video review in the 50th minute and headed in a cross by Roberto Firmino in the 53rd minute, helping the hosts overcome a lackluster first half that prompted the loud jeers at the Morumbi Stadium. Substitute Everton also scored in the second half to help appease the fans at the Morumbi, keeping Brazil on track for its first South American title since 2007. And away from football to boxing now, Tyson Fury and Tom Schwarz both made weight ahead of their non-title fight this weekend at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The Briton, whose fight with German Schwarz is the first of a multi-fight broadcast deal agreed with ESPN in February, fought to a draw with heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder in December of last year. Fury, now 30 years old, beat Vladimir Klitschko in 2015 for the titles. He then lost due to a 2.5-year absence from the sport following mental health issues and a failed drug test. The former IBF, WBA and IBO champion has a career record of 27-0-1. Let's now walk the greens. Gary Woodland holds a 2-shot lead at the halfway stage of the US Open, with Justin Rose and Rory McIlroy part of the chasing pack. Woodland fired 6 birdies in a bogey-free 65 at Pebble Beach to move 2 shots clear of overnight leader Rose, who had set the club